Medicare fraud and scams are extremely common. I can't tell you how many phone calls we fielded from clients who are panicked that their Medicare benefits are being canceled. But with a little knowledge, you can avoid falling for these potentially perilous scams. So let's go over some of the most common scams to avoid in 2025. The release of new Medicare cards in 2018 prompted a very convincing Medicare card scam. And it's still used to this day. A Medicare representative will call and convince you to share personal and identifying information so that they can replace your old Medicare card with a new and more secure version. But wait, did you even request a call from Medicare? Remember, Medicare will only call you if you've initiated the request. The scammer will, of course, ask for personal identifying information such as your social security number or your Medicare ID, and they can use this information to steal your ID, file fraudulent Medicare claims, or set up new financial accounts. One of the easiest ways to get somebody to fall for a scam is with a sense of urgency and, of course, danger. The phone rings. It's a Medicare representative. They've been trying to get in touch. They've sent letters, they've left voicemails, and this is your final warning. Your Medicare benefits are about to be canceled. But are they? This Medicare scammer will insist that they need to update your personal information. That way you can prevent losing your benefits. Now, contrary to what this scammer insists, there's really only a few ways that you can lose your Medicare benefits, which includes not paying your premium and fraud. If you have original Medicare, you may choose to supplement that coverage with the Medicare Supplement Plan or Part D plan, or you may choose to go the Medicare Advantage route. Now, sometimes scammers will call offering you better, cheaper, more robust coverage. Is this your usual agent or broker? Is this a representative of your current plan? If not, then they're not allowed to call you. They are not allowed to call you, come to your home, try to endorse or sell anything unless you have requested that call in the first place or they're your regular agent of a plan that you're already signed up for. Again, the goal here is to steal your personal information. They might even ask you to make a payment over the phone and steal that money as well. Now, this next one is a little tricky. Sometimes a scammer will call claiming that you're entitled to a rebate or refund on prescriptions or medical equipment or services that you've received. And they claim that they need your billing and credit card information or possibly your Medicare ID so that way you can get back the money that you're owed. A brief pause here. If you have questions, you can reach us in the comments below or at the number on the screen. We are licensed health insurance brokers, and one of the great things about working with a broker is that you have a third-party liaison who is on your side. So you always have an additional resource that you can go to with questions or concerns about potential Medicare fraud. Now, we release these videos on a weekly basis, so please make sure to like this video and subscribe as well to stay up to date. All right, let's get back to it. This next one is a big one. Some Medicare scammers will call offering discounted or even free medical equipment or services. The genetic testing scam has been extremely prominent. But of course, they're just going to need to confirm your Medicare ID and your address. That way they can confirm that they're sending the equipment to the correct place. This should wave a huge red flag, especially if they're calling about genetic testing. That's, like I said, a very big scam that's been going around for years at this point. Hospice fraud is particularly despicable and preys upon people when they're in their most vulnerable condition. Scammers are getting beneficiaries to apply for hospice even when they don't qualify for the benefit. Hospice fraud is basically defined as any time that someone is signed up for hospice and it's billed to Medicare Part A without qualifying for the benefit. You can and should report hospice fraud if
you have been falsely certified as being terminally ill. That is to say, you have a life expectancy of less than 6 months if the disease runs its normal course. You were enrolled in hospice without yours or your family's permission. You found out somebody is falsely certifying or failing to obtain physician certification. You were offered gifts or incentives to receive hospice care. Or you see on your Medicare summary notice or explanation of benefits that you were billed for a higher level of care than what was needed or provided, or even for services that just weren't received at all. You receive inadequate or incomplete services or no visits at all. That's especially important. You're kept on hospice care for long periods of time without medical justification. Or you were provided less care on the weekends and your care plan was disregarded.
Now, this last one may or may not be an actual scam. You let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, medical billing errors are extremely common, more so than you might think. I actually found a statistic that estimated that 4 out of 5 bills have some type of medical coding error in them, and that is just staggering. Possible approaches for overcharging for services include things like upcoding, which is charging for a more expensive service than the one that was received, unbundling, which is basically breaking down the services of one single service into multiple components, or phantom charges, which is charging you for a service that you never even received at all. This is why you should always request an itemized bill. If you see an error, if anything is confusing, if anything raises a red flag, call your healthcare provider and call your insurance carrier. Don't just blindly pay it, but also don't just ignore it because you don't want creditors coming at you at a later date. If you suspect Medicare fraud, you should call the Medicare fraud hotline, which is shown at the number on the screen. Also, as I said earlier, if you do have a broker, they are a third-party liaison, and there's someone that you can go to with questions or concerns if you are concerned that there's some type of billing error or you think that someone is calling you with intent to scam you in some way. If you'd like to learn more about Medicare in general, we have a Medicare playlist that I'm going to put at the bottom of the screen. And also, if you want to learn more about the parts of Medicare more specifically, like we talked about original, Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, Part D, make sure to check out this video over here. As always, if you have questions, you can reach us in the comments below or at the number on the screen. We are licensed health insurance brokers and we're licensed nationwide with absolutely no charge for our services. And before you go, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.